I see this question a lot. How do you get that shining bow in Assassin's Creed Origins? Well, it's an ability that was added with the Curse of the Pharaohs DLC, so I thought let's take a more in-depth look at these abilities, telling you how to get the most out of them. So if you enjoyed that, then a like would be super appreciated, and let's go. Let's start with that Hail of Arrows ability that turns your light bow into a bow that is really light. Okay, it shines after doing multiple hits after each other. So what it does is that it basically adds a combo multiplier to your hits. So every hit with your bow increases the damage, and just like a combo multiplier, it does not matter that you switch targets. So if you keep shooting, the increased damage will keep happening. And that's why I think it's really good to use this ability with the Cupid's bow that you also see in action here, simply because of the extra arrow legendary perk, giving you an extra arrow to shoot before you have to reload. And that means that it's easier to keep your combo going. And that in combination with the critical hit rate perk is just madness, killing all the soldiers really fast. The next ability is pretty cool if you know how it works, and even after trying this dash boost ability a ton, I still have trouble timing it correctly. Maybe it's because I played more than 150 hours dodging one way, and to then have to change it all of a sudden to trigger this effect is extremely hard. I'm curious to hear if it works better for you, so let me know in the comments down below. So the idea is that you dodge just when the enemy is about to hit you. I normally dodge sooner when he is just about to do his attack, but if you time it correctly, then you get increased damage. That will help you of course a ton, and you will also turn gold, and that looks pretty cool. So again, try and do it when the enemy is about to hit you. You also see the slow motion, so then you know that you triggered the effect as well. The other warrior ability is something that is always there, but I sometimes forget that I have, and then I'm like, how did I get my health back? But yeah, that is because of the Overpower Fury, and it's a really cool perk that gives you another reason to use the Overpower attack. Not only do you get your health back, but it also negates status effects that are happening in the area. So if you, for example, catch fire, when you do the overpower attack, you will lose that. So a tactic I do is just make a fire, all the enemies that stand in it get hit, and then you pop your overpower attack so you are not on fire anymore and can start slashing onto the enemies. It's pretty cool. I already showed you the Toxin Arrows new ability that is an upgrade to the Predator bow when talking about a new Predator bow called the Lion's Cry that is hidden on the battlefield of Kadesh. So I will keep it short, but it's a really great ability and an awesome domino effect, killing one enemy to cause a cloud on the ground. Then you lure the other enemy in, he will get stunned, you kill them, create another cloud of poison, and then do the same tactic over and over again. It's really fun to use. You could compare that ranged ability with the Shattering Arrows from the Warrior Bow, because that also applies a sort of effect that would normally be on the bow. In the case of the Toxin Arrows, I'm of course talking about the poison on hit, and here with the Warrior Bow's ability, it's about the bleeding on hit. That applies to the target even if the bow does not have the bleeding on hit perk, making bows without a bleeding on hit perk stronger. You do need to fully charge the bow though in order to make the ability work, so in the heat of the fight it can be a pain, and that's why I think that the bleeding on hit on the other warrior bows is still far better than this one. But it's great that the other warrior bows like the Assessor of Mahat is better thanks to this ability. The final active ability is not so great. It's for the Hunter's Bow called Piercing Arrows, and with that ability a fully charged shot of the Hunter's Bow can shoot through the shield of the enemy, but to be fair, aiming for the head is still easy to do and way smarter because you deal way more damage, and then a fully charged shot is also not required. Of course, we can't forget the Favor of Osiris, a passive ability that gives you tools and arrows back in the afterlife, and it really helps you a lot in your adventure through this DLC, so you can use your new ranged abilities and just regular attacks way more often. I think the skills that were added with the Curse of the Pharaohs overall are really good. They change how you could play, and that is something that you want from new skills, so I'm really happy with that. I know I put up a ton of Far Cry 5 videos and I will continue to do so, but I will also continue with my Assassin's Creed Origins content, so totally subscribe if you haven't already to stay up to date on that. Drop a like to support the channel, check out my video on the best weapons you get from the Pharaohs in this DLC, and I will speak to you next time. Goodbye.